I think where you're hitting it now is that now we have this bill to contend with, but you're driving attention away from the bill and asking us to look more closely and deeper into issues that we haven't actually thought about, and that has to do with another form of terror in our land. And if you say truly these, perhaps they're giving the Fulani herdsmen a bad name. Also yesterday we had the secretary of the Miati Allah, who also said that they have also been caught up in this crisis. It then means that now you're putting it before the security agencies to really unearth and find out if truly these are Fulani herdsmen. Is that it?
Well, that is one. But
and sorry again, and you said 2 years ago, because we really have to go back to some of these issues. You said some of these people who were arrested, who
in Wukari.
In Wukari,
Yes.
they had thought that they were Fulani herdsmen.
Then they said
they were not. They confessed that they were members of Boko Haram.
Yes, it was all over the news at that time. And I saw something in one of the something that I got to. If you look at it, for instance, if you look at the cases of in the last few years since 2014 up to date, the sheer number of people that have been killed, the sheer number, 500 in Dogona Hawa. In Benue in 2000, there was a time there you had 23 in Benue, you had 100 women and children, so many places, including even my own constituency. Last week, 17 people were killed by so-called Fulani herdsmen. And what are we talking about? We are talking about, when you said you want to have a grazing commission to stop problems between farmers and herdsmen, the assumption is that farmers, Fulani herdsmen, have taken cattle into farms to destroy, isn't it? Which farms were destroyed in Enugu?
Now, that's another theory, because I know that in recent times quite a number of theories have been flying around. Some people refer to when, the times when some people were headed down south and the police stopped quite a number of people, quite a lot of people, especially young men. They were mostly young men in big trucks and buses, headed down south, and a lot of people felt that that was Boko Haram infiltrating the south, and some people believe that this is maybe some results from what we saw last time.
Displaced
But
persons.
there's a lot of theories are making the rounds, but that doesn't remove the fact that in recent times, until we're able to differentiate what one conflict from the other. You have put serious doubts on this in terms of whether or not they were really herdsmen. But if not to discount that particular theory, we've not been able to differentiate the crisis between herdsmen and farmers, and until we're able to do that, the question is, what solution do we then provide for the herdsmen in such a way that there will be no occasion for conflict? If at all it is between herdsmen and farmers, there will be no occasion for conflict between the two parties. You've discountenanced the grazing bill. What would be the solution that you would ask that government to provide?
Let me take you up on that. Now you are talking about solving the problems of the herdsmen. You have
solving the problem of the conflict. It's not the herdsmen.
Okay,
the
of the conflict.
There's the conflict that a lot of people are bothered about.
Let me answer you. The presumption in the question is that we can have come to a conclusion that the herdsmen are the ones that are creating this problem. That is one that I'm not sure of up to now. The second point I want to make about this bill as a solution is that in the first place, the bill is unconstitutional. You are talking about a grazing commission that will wake up one day and say that it has taken this, it will inform you, the Zena bill, that it will write a letter to the governor and tell the governor that they have taken a certain portion of land for grazing reserve. The law setting up the constitution.
That's not what this new bill is saying. The Zena bill said that, but that's not what this new bill is saying. The new bill is saying that they shall approach the governor and the governor shall grant it to them.
The governor shall grant means the governor does not have option.
I'm aware of that.
Shall means...
I'm aware of that. We took that up.
So we are saying the same thing. They are basically the same thing. When you use the word shall in law and in the legal, it means that something that you have to do. When I approach you to give me your iPad, you shall give me the iPad, meaning you don't have any option but to give me the iPad. It's unconstitutional. You cannot do that. Now, where will the governor get the land from? The governor will now go and take land from a farmer and give to another person. The cattle rearing is an economic activity. Farming is an economic activity. Which economic activity is more important? Both of them are important. See, when you want to rear your cattle, when you want to do a fish farm, you go to the landowner and buy land. Do you understand? Buy land to do your fish farm.
Honorable,
you don't go to government to go and take land from another person by law and give you to do your fish farm, do you? You don't. So the people that want to rear cattle, some people have said it on this your program, and I want to tell you the truth. Taraba is supposed to be one of the places with the highest cattle herds in Nigeria. I want to assure you, without any fear of contradiction, that most of the cattle that you see don't belong to the Fulani. They belong to us elites who are living in town, who have money, who employ the poor Fulani, most of whom lost their cattle to render pests and so forth to rear the cattle for us. So where will those people that have so much money not do like Dantata, buy land to rear their cattle? Where will they want government to make a law to expropriate land and give them to rear their cattle?
Do they buy AK-47 for them?
I wouldn't know that. I don't have evidence. I wouldn't know that. But I assure you that most of the cattle is not owned by the Fulani poor people. They are owned by we elites living in town with tons of money, who pay them in small cattle and in cash to keep the cattle. That is a fact. That so the point I'm making is that apart from the unconstitutionality of it, if you look at the economy, if you look at there are other areas where coming out to make a law like that will create conflict, and will create more conflict. If we already had a lot of conflict, more rampant conflict, though not with this high level of killings over land, what will happen if you further reduce the availability of land to be used as cattle routes? Whereas all over the world today, even in the United States, the phrase cowboys arose from people moving their cattle from one point to another. That has changed. The world has changed. The way we do things have changed. As my own opinion is that it will even be cheaper for the economy, for federal government to buy up the cattle, all the 16 million cattle heads, and replace them with a Frisian breed, for instance, that can give you that grows up to 750 kg. Our own maximum is 150 kg.